and she is the founder and chief catalyst at SoJo, www.thesojo.net, a social enterprise technology startup incubated in Ryerson Digital Media Zone. SoJo builds e-learning tools that provide support, information, and guidance to individuals to take their ideas for social change into action. Social change into action. Would you speak a little bit about that?
So as you know, I feel like I'm preaching to the converted here, but we do live in a world of increasing challenges, which is why gatherings such as this still exist. So from climate change to political instability to the widening gap between the rich and the poor, there's a lot of problems in this world. But by that same token, we have a lot of resources. We have more people than ever before who are more creative, more educated, and more connected. So we see a lot of people and they have brilliant ideas and they have good intentions and a passion to act to solving some of the world's greatest challenges. The problems we're facing right now is not enough people are acting, or they're acting but we're not getting the social impact that we're looking for. And that's where a tool like SoJo steps in. We help people get started on their journeys and get them closer towards achieving action.
For instance, give us some examples.
So SoJo in its current form is a collection of resources and tools on the how-to of getting started on this journey of social change. So if someone has an idea of something that they're very passionate about, but don't quite know if they're ready to do something about it, then what they would do is log on to SoJo and they would click on the button, I have an idea, but I don't know if I'm ready. And what SoJo will do is we're going to ask the user a whole bunch of questions. So how passionate are you about this idea? You know, the world doesn't expect you to have a perfect solution, but are you committed to the journey of building out this idea, better understanding yourselves, and learning along the way? So what we do is we calm our users who might be overwhelmed and confused, and we let them know that the world needs them and guide them through that process just by giving them the right questions, answers to the questions that they have, but also information to help them along the way.
So again, what would that look like? How does this develop?
How does the site look like, or?
Yes, so once you have spoken with somebody who has a new idea online and you have given them the right questions, how does your work with them develop?
So SoJo is a self-guided educational resource. So we work with motivated individuals who are committed to this journey of social change, but recognize that they need help along the way. So SoJo hosts a lot of, it's like an online library. We have the most comprehensive collection of information and resources and tools on the how-to of getting started. So over 750 unique pieces of content. It's simplified, it's curated, and it's really easy to find what you're looking for. So that's the service SoJo provides. It's up to the users to actually read this information and to do something with it. We're not going to spoon feed you an answer or a specific journey, but what the system does is guide the users through that process by giving them relevant, useful content to help teach themselves what they need to along the way.
So for instance, I want to raise money. Do you have information on how to do that?
So we do have a section on resources and getting financial resources, and there's some articles on how to write a grant. But SoJo looks at it from a more holistic perspective. So there's also sections on building your network, building your team, communicating your message, solidifying your vision, and collaborating with other people in the space. So those are all different sections. And then there's sections on better understanding yourself and dealing with criticism and dealing with doubt. Because we believe that if we expose our users who might ask, I'm looking for money, to different steps along that process of how to get money in a more efficient, effective way, then they're better developed as an individual and can then be more equipped to go through that process of looking for money.
Are you one of the developers of this, of SoJo?
So I'm the founder of SoJo. And when we started SoJo, there was no technical team. So to release our first product, it required myself and some other people on our team teaching ourselves how to program and build out the site. It's built on open source tools, so the community has been phenomenal online. And you just do what you gotta do to make this thing work.
How long has it been?
It's been 1.5 years. The official site launched 4 months ago, so in June of 2012. And prior to that, the test site was up for 6 months.
And you feel you've been successful both in your desire to help people and participate?
We do, because the feedback we've received from our users thus far has been very positive. People appreciate how the content's been simplified, because that's what they're looking for. The Canadian Commission for UNESCO has endorsed SoJo, recognizing it as a leading educational platform. We have tens of thousands of users using the site without a lot of marketing or outreach. So I'm very confident in SoJo's early start, but this is just the beginning. There is so much we want to do with the platform. There is so much that we want to do to building out the content and better supporting our community. But for our first big step, we're quite pleased.
And how do you operate the site? With what funds? How does the funding work?
So up until now, SoJo has been entirely privately financed by the team that's built it. So it was run with a team of part-time unpaid staff who have been phenomenal to build out what SoJo has right now. The focus for this first milestone was not to get money. The focus was to validate and prove that a resource and tool like SoJo was needed. So now that we've done that, I am actively fundraising, which is a huge challenge, because in Canada, early stage social innovation's not recognized. So either you're a charity and have the infrastructure of a charitable organization, or you're a for-profit venture with a proven business model. We're going to get to that point. We're not there yet, because right now the primary focus is delivering a product and a service to the greater community that needs to be free and accessible. So we're in this middle space where it's a highly innovative project and it's moving really fast. So charitable foundation granting dollars we're not eligible to that, because that doesn't work at the pace at which SoJo works at. But then the other pool of funds on the more commercial, lucrative side works much faster, but we're not at the point where we're ready to look for that. So it's a challenge I'm going through right now.
What does SoJo stand for?
SoJo's original name was Social Journal. Social being the idea of people and community. And journal is a safe space where we all write our ideas, which is great. With the help of Social Journal, we want to help you take your ideas out of the journal and into real life.
Well, thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you.